So guys, I just want to share something with you that I thought about this morning on the treadmill. Like you guys know, I'm on that treadmill pretty much every day for 60 minutes at a 15% incline to get the juices flowing, the creative energy going. So when I get off the treadmill, I like to share some things before they kind of dissipate. So here we go. On the treadmill this morning, I was thinking how, and I like to keep my channel simple, because like I said, when I was going through my darkest days, a lot of times I didn't want to hear a bunch of stuff. My brain was on overload. It was fried. It was like exhausted, dealing with that debilitating depression, the paralyzing anxiety, the suicidal thoughts, all that shit was consuming my brain. I just really, if I was going to hear anything, it had to be impactful, but it had to be presented in a way that was basic. Okay. So I'm trying to relate with you guys to try to make this KISS, keep it super simple, right? Is basic, but as effective and profound as possible. So you got to hit me back and let me know how it's landing with you guys. So on the treadmill this morning, I was thinking, if our subconscious mind is running on a program of thoughts, beliefs, stories, and emotions, and it's creating circumstances that we're not fond of and that we're not in favor of, like depression, anxiety, heaviness, darkness, sadness, pain, whatever this is creating that we're not on board with or dislike, then we wanted to be able to change this, right? And thoughts become things. We all know that. So I liken this today. Today I had this thing an idea pop in my head on the treadmill. You drive through neighborhoods, you see these beautifully manicured houses, highly decorated houses. My mother was an interior designer as her profession, so I've been around some really nice houses and designs, and I have taste for it. I recognize and I appreciate it. So I want to create a picture for you, and then we're going to go down in the basement. So the house is beautifully decorated. Every room, the fresh vacuum tracks in the carpet, the granite countertops, beautiful cabinets, ceiling lights, everything. A beautifully decorated house. Now, until we get in the basement. Now, the basement is where we store all the shit, right? It's dark, it's cold, it's cluttered. We don't pay much attention to the basement. We just shove shit down there in boxes and forget about it. What if I asked you if you think that our subconscious mind could resemble that basement I just described to you? In other words, we put on a facade, and I'm not pointing fingers, I'm speaking from experience. This is not somebody speaking to you who just kind of pulling stuff out of the air. I've lived. Everything I'm sharing with you on these channels, I have lived, I have experienced. So I'm sharing them with you a lot of passion because I've been there. I've been on both sides. I'm on the other side of a lot of shit that I was on for my entire lifetime. So when I share these with you, it's coming from the heart, it's from experience. So what if we liken that basement to the subconscious mind, where we have a lot of stories and we have a lot of negative feelings and hurt and pain that we feel. But like that house, we put on a facade. The lawn is perfectly manicured, right? The house is beautifully appointed, painted beautifully. The kitchen's gorgeous. The light, like I said, it's a beautifully decorated, designed house until you get in the fucking basement. And that's where the problem lies. But on the surface, people drive by the house, they say, whoa, that's a beautiful house. It looks gorgeous. Come on inside. We're having a party tonight. The house is a beautiful house, but they never go in the basement. Could that be like the life you're living? I've been there, right? I've had the facade. I put on the front, and but down deep inside, I wasn't feeling as good as I was appearing to look. And I'm asking you, could this be you? Could this be an example of how you're living your life? Right? If that's the case, we got to get to work. And that's what I did. I had to face myself. I had to go in the fucking basement. I had to get my head, my subconscious mind, and I had to face what was fucking me up. And once I was able to do that, I was able to move through the process and the entire transformation and come out the other side of it with an amount of emotional freedom that's beyond ordinary words. Like I said, I am experiencing emotional freedom that literally is at a supernatural level. How did I get there? I'm going to break this down very specifically how I did this. You see, when I was going through that period of darkness, all those years of depression and suicidal ideation, as I'm staring in the mirror with a gun in my hand, looking at the total stranger, asking myself, is life even worth living? Is this how it ends today, right here, right now? I was feeling so bad. And if you're going through depression, you know depression does not feel good, right? So I had to ask myself, what do I really want? If I wasn't going to kill myself, I wasn't going to live the rest of my life feeling the way I was feeling. So I had to narrow it down. I had to get simple. I had to get baby steps because of how I was feeling. I didn't feel like doing the work. I didn't feel like it. My body was shutting down. I felt sick and fucking depressed. I didn't feel like doing a lot of work. And I'm sure you can probably relate to what I'm saying. So I had to hack it. I had to create a hack that my brain was going to take bite-sized pieces of and eventually grow new neural pathways and neurons and brain cells and neuroplasticity. All that cool stuff that happens up here had to start small. It had to start with baby steps. Okay? So what did I really want? And at first I said, I don't want to be depressed. Once I realized I'm starting off with a negative, that wasn't going to work. My brain didn't want to hear, I don't want to be depressed. What's more optimistic? What's more positive? What's a better mantra? What's a better affirmation? What's a better goal, vision to have? How about this? Okay, obviously I didn't want to be depressed, but something bigger than what did I want? I wanted to experience more than anything else was emotional freedom. I wanted to be free of the debilitating depression and the paralyzing anxiety and the heaviness of that shitty feeling I was having every single day. I wanted to experience emotional freedom. And maybe that's what you want. And I believe we all want that. Okay? So if that's what I wanted, I had to create a feeling before I experienced it. If I couldn't go off my current circumstances at the time because it was a negative loop. It had me stuck, right? So what I had to do when I got down to business, I had to create a vision of what I wanted. Instead of looking here at my current situation, I looked up. Literally, I'm showing you how I envisioned this. This is how I went through the process. I looked up. And I said, I want to experience emotional freedom. If that's what emotional freedom feels like, I want that. So what is that? That's a feeling of just the energy of the universe. It's the feeling of just being part of the space. Like I said, if I broke it down to simple, let's say you're in your bedroom and you're in a meditation and you say, okay, what would it feel like if I could feel the energy in this room? If I could feel the energy within this room, what would that feeling feel like? And that's what I went off of. I started small. If I could just be one with the feeling of the space of the universe, what would that feel like? And my brain started to listen, and it started to feel, and it started to grow, and then it started to want more because it actually was working. So again, start small, but you have to start somewhere. And it all starts with the power of belief. You have to believe this is possible for you, because without the power of belief, you're never going to ascend to a higher level of living. You have to believe in the infinite possibilities. And again, I'll keep saying it. How did I do that when I felt like shit? When I felt so bad, how did I get my brain to get out of that just as a baby step? The concept of life. I told you this before. That's a concept of life that got my brain off of this current situation and think about something bigger. The miraculous power of the miraculous process of life. Again, you are a miracle in God's highest form of all creation. I'm looking right at you. You were born as a miracle in God's highest form of all creation. You know how many times I said that? I've said that, if you do the math on that, 15, 20 times a day. times 365 days times 5 years, do the math on that. It's thousands of times I've said that. To the point where my brain actually now believes it. Whatever you impress here will be expressed out there. You have to say it. You have to believe it. You have to feel it before you see it. Right? That's the process. I'm giving you everything I got, you guys. I hope it's landing. I hope you're feeling some relief and hope, knowing that if I got through what I got through, there's nothing special on the surface about me. Like I have this big IQ. I'm stuttering right now because I'm trying to find the words. I'm so excited to tell you that you can do this. That I'm not. We're all supernatural, but we have to tap into it. So I'm trying to tell you, tap into how special you really are. Right? We're all the same. We're all created as miracles in God's highest form of creation. We are supernatural beings having a supernatural experience, living a life of infinite possibilities and unlimited potential. I've said that thousands of times. Start saying that. Watch what happens. It's no joke. You say it, your brain believes it, you start to feel it, now you start to see it. Be bigger than your situation. I promise you. It really does provide some relief. And you say it long enough and long enough and intensely and pair it with an emotional feeling, emotional, elevated emotion that provides you a feeling. And then what happens, you start to experience that. Okay? I get tripped up if you watch my videos, you see me get tripped up sometimes. My brain's like, say this, say that. My mouth's like, hold on, how do I say it? So if I'm getting tripped up, this is exactly why. But I'm not going to edit this. This is who I am, right? And again, there is nothing out there that's for everybody, but there is something for everyone. Okay, so I'm trying to make these videos. If you're the person out there saying, you know what, I am tired of being fucking depressed. I am sick and tired. I want something bigger and better for my life, and I believe I deserve better. I'm just not sure how to get it. So if you're hearing some things on this video that I'm sharing with you that's going to provide you some insight to help you get through this transformation, then this video has been sent with purpose. It's been made with purpose. That's my whole intention. I have a deliberate intention to help people realize that they are miracles in God's highest form of all creation. And I'm sound like a redundant, right? But that's good. Repetition is the key. My mission is to break the stigma around mental health and to give people like you the hope, courage, and belief that you too can overcome any mental health challenge you're facing. I firmly believe that. My purpose is to help you live your best life by discovering the best version of yourself. And when you just surviving, coping, that's not really living. I told you I was stuck in a revolving door of conventional therapy, and they were just doing what they know how to do. So when I learned something different, it changed my circumstances because I started believing it. And I got to tell you, you have to believe in it. You have to believe it. I had to believe in it. I had to believe in something more than I was receiving, something bigger than how I was living. And Joe Dispenza, I'm telling you, you've heard me say it before, this man is incredible. His work literally catapulted me and set me in a bigger path, better path, entirely different course in my life. And that the book's out. He's got, Becoming Supernatural, You're the Placebo, Break the Habit of Being Yourself, and that meditation on YouTube, the supernatural meditation. It really got all this going for me. So I'm going to ask you to hit me back. Share with me your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences. Subscribe, like, DM. You know the drill, man. And if there's anything that I can continue to put out there for you guys that's going to help this transformation become easier for you, and you have to realize your fullest potential and understand that depression is not your destiny or your identity? Hit me back. In the meantime, be fucking bold, and I'll see you in the next video.